Yo, yo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all upside the head with this morning paper. Yes, indeed. Today, I'm going to be discussing Erika Kirk. I'm going to be discussing Erika Kirk in particular to discuss a tactic that people tend to employ to get their way, right? And it's not based a tactic. Damn, this fucking sun is just all up in my face. Anyway, I want to discuss a particular tactic that people use when addressing the public, when addressing situations where they need you to believe a certain thing. They need you to trust in a certain scenario. They need you to believe a certain narrative that's being put out there because, obviously, they need you to believe it, right? They need the public to be on their side in regards to what they're pushing. Good morning to Orange Lily for you. Salute to you. Salute to Denise. Salute to you, Queen. Good morning to y'all. And this particular tactic is known as Pathos. Okay? Pathos is a tactic that public speakers use to influence and persuade people. Okay? Pathos is basically, it is I believe it's a Greek word, right? It's a Greek word, basically meaning emotionalism, right? It is a tactic known as emotionalism to sway people in a certain direction. And that is what Erika Kirk is doing right now, right? She's on her circuit. She's doing her whole, circuit where she's going around to all these different, news organizations, all these different hosts, all these different types of people. What's that lady name? The chick that's running the news organization now, I forgot her name. Jesse Waters. She's going around. She's doing her circuit, right? And her circuit involves her basically talking about the Charlie Kirk. Her husband is Charlie Kirk. So she's talking about that. She's talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination. She's talking about a book that Charlie Kirk wrote or was writing that she completed. So she's also out to sell products. So that's what she's doing. Erika Kirk is on a campaign to sell merchandise and sell a book that her husband wrote. She's on a campaign to convince people that they don't need to question the government. Just trust the government because I told you to, right? Not only that, but don't come from my Turning Point USA family, right? That's what she's saying. She's using words like family and my Turning Point people and my Charlie Kirk show family, all this bullshit to convince you to not ask questions, to not pay attention to the inconsistencies and the lies and the bullshit, right? And then, of course, these interviewers, they give her softball questions. They give her loaded questions. They ask certain setup questions to bring these things to bear. And it's all based on emotion, right? Because she cannot give any logical reason for us to trust the government narrative. She can't give any logical reason for us not to question her precious Turning Point family, for us not to question the great Mikey McCoy, the oh so magnificent splendiferous Mikey McCoy and you don't come from my family. Don't you come from a Turning Point family. Right? And there's no logical reason that she can give to convince us not to do that. It's all based on her emotion. She's Mama Bear now. I'm Mama Bear. Mama Bear don't want you to come for the Turning Point USA family. This is what they're doing. Now, emotionalism is what they typically employ, right? The government employs it all the time. Government officials, government, government figureheads. That's what they do. It's really just all emotion. They usually, listen, when they lying, just pay attention. When they're not doing the right thing, they employ pathos. They very rarely employ logos and ethos, right? They might try to convince you that they're using ethos, but they're really not, right? They're making things up as they go. Ethos is basically the ethical argument, an argument based on ethics, right? Based on what's right and what's wrong. But if they employ ethos, they usually lie. Am I back, guys? Give me a Romeo, Lima, Charlie. If I'm back. So, all right, I appreciate you, Denise. So this is what they're doing, okay? They're using emotionalism. The poor grieving widow, Erika Kirk, told you guys to stop. Told you to let it go. Can't she just it's her husband. Charlie Kirk is her husband, right? That's what they're trying to convince you of. She's employing emotionalism. She's employing to make a certain thing happen, to make a certain narrative, push a certain narrative. And, it is kind of selfish, but, and then the whole thing where she's going into the allegory of Muga Magaman, or whatever the hell's name is, building a wall. She's building a wall, and she ain't got time for you peasants. Right? Well, these people, they very rarely employ what is known as logos to convince you of anything because, well, they have nothing to present you down that path. There is no logical reason that Erika Kirk can come up with to tell you or convince you to stop looking into the Charlie Kirk assassination. There is no logical reason at all whatsoever. So she can't employ logos. Logos is basically the logic-based argument that is very difficult to use if you're a liar, if you're making shit up, if you're trying to cover something up, if you're trying to manipulate the facts, right? And so when people give speeches and when they debate and when they are trying to tell you something and they go into this emotional thing, they go down the emotional path, right? That when they employ emotionalism, well, that you can pretty much chalk that up to them lying, them covering something up, them not having any solid evidence or logical reasoning behind what they're presenting. And if Erika Kirk, just pay attention to this. When they ask her if she believes in what the FBI is telling her about the authorities, what they're telling her about what happened to her husband, she can't really tell you that she does trust him. If you pay attention, what does she say? She typically talks about this team. I have this team. They're doing such a great job. It's such a great team. What team are you? What team are you talking about? Are you talking about the Utah or the Provost team? Because the FBI. Do you know that this is not the FBI's investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder? It's not their investigation. They have no jurisdiction. Why? Well, because Charlie Kirk is not a politician. So when he was killed as an activist, essentially, being an activist in the realm of politics it doesn't make you a politician. Charlie Kirk wasn't a politician. He was a political activist. So in reality, the FBI, they have no jurisdiction. It's not their investigation. It's not their case. They're just assisting. And they're only doing this because of who Charlie Kirk is. And if you think about it even deeper, they're also doing this, right? Because they want to control the information. They want to control the dissemination of information. They want to appear to be the overarching authority in the Charlie Kirk's death. They're the FBI. And so with that comes this level of perceived authority that people should not go against. But when Erika Kirk talks about this whole team, I trust the team. The team is doing this. The team is doing that. They're doing such a great job. That really is not saying anything. Whether or not, and then when you ask her if she believes Tyler Robinson killed her husband, it goes into this whole team thing again. Someone says Jews. Maybe. Well, we know that Erika Kirk has ties to the Mossad, right? She's talked about it. She's and certain Turning Point USA employees that whistle blew talks about how she has ties to the Mossad and all that stuff. She specifically said TPUSA family. Yes, she did say that. Again, that's emotionalism. When you talk about this family, that's what you're drawing, and you're pulling at people's emotions. That's what you're attempting to do. Well, if it's Erika Kirk's family, well, we better leave it alone, because Erika Kirk is indeed Charlie Kirk's widow. So we better do what Erika Kirk wants us to do, because, well, obviously Turning Point USA is her family. So we should not be spewing these conspiracy theories because, well, Turning Point USA is family. And the reason she did that, the reason she placed this umbrella of protection on Turning Point USA is because, well, a lot of people in Turning Point USA are full of shit. They've been lying. They got caught up in lies. They are proven liars. Just like the government is proven liars, right? Cash Patel's a proven liar. All these people are liars. So in a logical sense, there is no reason to believe anything they're saying about Charlie Kirk's murder. And so with that knowledge, she has to employ the emotionalism of it, right? That's what she has to do, because none of it makes any fucking sense. That's all she can do, right? And they're counting on that to get people off their case about it, right? To get, Candace Owens off their case. The only way we can get Candace Owens to stop is to have Erika Kirk tell her to stop and use emotionalism to justify telling Candace Owens to stop. Oh no, I can't do this. Right? And that's the best way that they feel they can to make this work. Salute to Latressa Montgomery in the building. Salute to you. Thank you for coming through. Please hit the like button, guys. 181 people up in here. We should have like 75 likes or 90 likes. If I can get 90 likes, man, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, let me tell you why this doesn't work for Erika Kirk. It doesn't work for her. Let me tell you why. Jesus will explain it all. Are you ready? Well, if Jesus is indeed going to explain it all, and if Jesus is going to tell the truth, of course I'm ready. I'm ready for the truth. Orange Lily for you says, Candace acts like more like a grieving widow for Charlie. That's why I can't tell they were fucking. Ooh-wee, they might have been. Hey, you know, hey, that might be the case. Now, the reason this isn't working for anybody that has any level of sense is because Erika Kirk, well, she's a horrible actress. She is not she's not very convincing at all when she comes out and she shames people for questioning the government narrative and not trusting her Turning Point USA family. I'm not getting, it's not moving, right, at all. She's not very good at this. She's horrible. She's trash. She's garbage. The fake tears, the fake dabbing of the eyes, you know, not, she's quite robotic, as a matter of fact. She's not a very convincing widow, right? And I think that's the biggest problem that she's having, because when she has her righteous anger, as she called it, it is just righteous anger. I don't sense any righteousness at all. I don't sense it. And you can't explain why people digging into Charlie Kirk's death, questioning the authorities, questioning Turning Point USA members' actions, right? Lying, the Mikey McCoy bullshit, Rob McCoy lying and saying there was blood all over him and all this other, he went right into general mode. He sprung into action. This motherfucker walked away. Clearly walked away. And then the Neff character, Blake Neff, me and Mikey, we saw each other. His lip was quivering. You motherfuckers wasn't nowhere near each other. This is clear in video. And then the security team, I pulled the gauze out and I stuffed his neck and it sprayed me in the face with the blood. And I had bloods all, I had both hands all up in there. Oh yeah, I was just digging in his neck. But you don't see any blood anywhere on him. You don't see blood on his hands. You don't see blood on his face. I had to wipe my eyes. I had to turn him over, swipe his neck, and clear his neck and make sure it wasn't no. Where? Fucking lies. Lies all over the place. Just fucking lying. Just in general. He had to get the SD card because motherfuckers were stealing hats. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were stealing hats, so I had to go get the SD card. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the police told me to get it. Oh, yeah, so you take the SD card and leave the fucking camera and come back and get the camera later. All these motherfuckers are lying. Every single one of them. Andrew COVID. The surgeon told me he had a man of steel neck and it was a miracle. It was a miracle that the bullet didn't come out the back of his neck and kill nobody. Oh, at a 30-06. Oh, yes, it was. The lie after lie after lie. A 30-06 bullet enters into the neck from 140 yards, which would put it at about 2,500 feet per second. Comes in, enters into the neck, goes up, enters here, goes up, hits the C2, goes back down all the way to the C7 into T1. And then goes into the body cavity, explodes, and hits the heart. Lie after fucking lie. But we're supposed to sit back. Erika Kirk comes out, oh, that's my family. Oh, don't come from a family now. Man, fuck your family. That's what I got to say about it. Joseph Kidsgraph says, if Kirk was a normal person, it wouldn't be on the news, normal people's deaths. But and that's another point, right? The reason it's such a big deal that no one really wanted to be exposed is, right? Because this is what they wanted, in my opinion. Charlie Kirk gets killed. We pin it on a furry-loving transsexual terror cell member. And then everybody's just supposed to believe, oh yeah, the left killed Charlie Kirk because of speech. That's what they want. That's all they wanted you to be convinced of. That's what they wanted. Salute to Flying Guillotine in the building. Brittany said, salute to the beautiful Brittany said. How you doing? Yes, he was a sat. I mean, listen. Yes, double tap that screen. I don't know what y'all playing here for. Have they caught some foul play? Please tell me they have. Well, they're clearly foul play. I mean, the dude got shot in the neck. And yes, they grifted off his death. But try to shame Erika Kirk coming out. The nerve of Erika Kirk coming out and bitching and moaning about people making money talking about Charlie Kirk's death, hundreds of thousands of dollars an episode, or 100 or 1,000, whatever she said. But then in 3 days after his death, they put on this huge memorial service, complete with pyrotechnics and all the dramatic frill and thrill, sell t-shirts and make hundreds of millions of dollars off Charlie Kirk's death. But you can't talk about that because Erika Kirk is his widow. Erika Kirk, we can't talk about that. My point is, what's my point? Do you listen? You don't know what the point is? The point is that Erika Kirk is trying to employ emotionalism, also known as pathos, to convince people that they should not be looking into Charlie Kirk's death. And it doesn't work because she's not very convincing. You don't get that? What do you mean? So what that should impress upon you, if you have any level of sense, is that this needs to be looked into further. We need to ask more questions. See, no one wanted to touch Erika Kirk in regards to who might have been implicit or complicit in Charlie Kirk's death. You can't bring Erika Kirk into it. You gotta, she can't possibly have had anything to do with any aspect of Charlie Kirk's death. She was untouchable. Well, myself, I was waiting for her to come out and have these conversations with these interviewers before I made my decision on what I felt about Erika Kirk's involvement. Erica's with the shit, says Orange Lily for you. She might very well be. Who cares? What about Malcolm X? Malcolm X was killed by the same entities that killed Charlie Kirk. And if you don't understand why that's important, I can't help you. You're wondering why I'm talking about a white guy, right? You're wondering why I'm so intrigued and why I have this concern. Yeah, no, Charlie Kirk, we're not supposed to give a fuck because Charlie Kirk was a racist white man, right? Why do you care? Why are you, Mr. Black Man, talking about Charlie Kirk and how he was killed? Yeah, he's white. Absolutely. Who's white? You ain't talking about me. I ain't motherfucking white. Yeah, I don't, yeah. Brittany says, the first time I saw her speak after his assassination, it made my skin crawl. Yeah, because she's not good. She's not a good actress at all. She's not good at what she does. She's trash. But here's the thing. I've explained why Charlie Kirk's death is important. If If he was killed, if he was really killed by Tyler Robinson because he was a furry lover and he hated Charlie Kirk for his speech, then I don't give a shit. Honestly, like I wouldn't care. Someone says, "Bro, you mixed." I don't know why that thought is in. I don't know why that's important to you. But okay, what my race is, I don't know. That's not important at all whatsoever. Anyway, so if Charlie Kirk was really killed by Tyler Robinson because Charlie Kirk, in their mind, was a racist, anti-LGBT, if it had anything to do with that, then it's no big deal to me. Whether he hated anybody or not, I mean, that's not relevant here. What's important is if Charlie Kirk was going the way of the anti-Zionist and he was killed for that reason, that's important. My race may matter if it affects my loyalties. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this. Since you guys are so intrigued by my race because, I have green eyes and light skin, because that's the only reason you give a shit. Well, that's the only thing that would even have you questioning whether I'm black or not. It definitely can't be the nose or the lips or my facial bone structure. It can't be that. It has to be the green eyes and the light skin. And no, I'm not half Caucasian, just so you guys know. So, my grandmother was white. And that's it. Both my grandfathers are black, and my other grandmother is black. My father's grandmother, who they call Butterfly, my great grandmother, was fully indigenous. She was a Native American. She was indigenous. You're easily triggered. No need to. I'm not triggered by anything. You guys are triggered by my looks. So therefore you're fascinated. So therefore you have to know, well, what level of blackness does this man have? And it's okay that I can explain. It's okay. So I have a white grandmother. That's it. I'm not explaining myself. I don't have to. I'm telling you what my lineage is. And my grandmother, right? My grandmother had kids with a black man. And then she got cut off by her rich white daddy because wasn't no way she was going to be able to get pregnant by a black man and inherit his wealth, thereby allowing a bunch of Negro kids to inherit that wealth. So there you go with that. See, people believe I'm offended because they would be easily offended. Yes, all humans used to be dark skinned. Nonetheless, that did not change the fact that Erika Kirk is full of shit and is trying to use emotionalism to convince you that people shouldn't be looking into Charlie Kirk's death. If Charlie Kirk was killed because he decided that he wanted to pull support from Israel because of what they were doing, and if Bibi Nosferatu tried to bribe him and get his ass back on board, and his refusal led to him possibly being killed. That is extremely important. That's extremely important. Now, if members of Turning Point USA knew this was going to happen, and they were implicit, and if they're getting Turning Point USA back on track with Zionism after Charlie Kirk's death, that's very important. It's extremely important. So, because think about it, they're going to try to get Turning Point USA back on track with Zionism, but Turning Point USA is going to fail. It's not going to, so here's the thing. The Zionist elites, they would rather see Turning Point USA fail at pushing the Zionist message than have Charlie Kirk change the entire Turning Point USA organization towards pulling support from Israel. So they would rather see Turning Point USA crash and burn than have Charlie Kirk be in charge of Turning Point USA, a behemoth organization. Starting to wonder who the whore of Babylon is in the Revelations. So think about that. They don't care about, listen, they care less about Turning Point USA's success after Charlie Kirk's death than they did about Turning Point USA's success under Charlie Kirk, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Too much confusion? Well, that's on you, buddy. If you're not following, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where the confusion is coming in. Erika Kirk is using emotionalism to try to convince you that the FBI narrative and the official narrative as to how Charlie Kirk was killed should be believed, and you should not question her Turning Point USA family. Don't go after them. Why? Because she'll tell you. She told people, come after me. Say whatever you want about me. Well, you're not really saying anything. You're not doing what they're doing. The reason they want you to turn your attention to her instead of the Turning Point USA family is because the Turning Point USA family got caught up in plenty of lies. Missy Melissy says she wiped that same dry ass eye 8 times. At least 8 times per fucking appearance. Well, salute to you, stand on your truth. I appreciate you. Leave him damn widow alone. What am I doing to the widow? I'm pointing out the facts. She is using emotionalism. She's using this mother bear attitude to try to shield the liars in her organization. It's just a reality. And it doesn't work because, well, she's not good at it, right? She's not good at it. She's not good with the manipulation. She's not good. I mean, she's just trash. And I don't know her as a person, but she's not good at using emotionalism. She's just not. She appears to be very, it's just something about her. It's just not real, right? When she goes on she does these appearances and she dabs her eyes and there's nothing coming out. She puts this angry look on her face and she scowls at you and tells you, oh, stop it right now. Like, it's just not convincing. It is what it is. I can't wait for her to get with JD Vance. That's funny. That would be wild as hell, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't see any soul. Yes, that's a good word for it. Soullessness. Salute to Realize in the building. Salute to you, Queen. The way she says the same thing twice in a whispered in a sign of bad acting. Yeah, it is. Kind of like what Joe Biden used to do that. Remember Joe Biden used to do that? He used to whisper, I tell you this right now. Stop it. Stop. That's my message. Stop. It's not convincing. I just, it's not. That's why it's not working. That's why Candace Owens is saying, miss me with that bullshit. Now, here's where Candace Owens fucked up. Saying that she would stop if Erika Kirk told her to. Right? Now, she got away with it this last time because the interviewer, what's her name? The chick that they just put in charge of a news organization. She asked, what would you say to Erika Kirk spreading lies? And Erika Kirk said, stop. Well, Candace Owens was able to use the lie part to completely dismiss that. Yeah, Barry Weiss. Yes, thank you. Don't you dare say a thing about Candace. Is she fucked up? See, she fucked up when she told Turning Point USA anytime, any place. And when they told her, all right, on the 15th, right here in our studio, she had to change it up. She shouldn't give definitives like that when she's having these conversations, when she's doing these things. Telling us that she would stop if Erika Kirk told her to was a mistake, was not a good idea. But again, that is just emotion, right? She made that statement based on emotion, right? Because she has sympathy and empathy for Erika Kirk. So she feels like, well, you're Charlie Kirk's widow. If you want me to stop, then I'll stop. That was based on emotion, not logic. Not logic. So when you make certain decisions based out of emotion, well, you put yourself in a bad place. Even telling Turning Point USA any place, anytime, that was emotional. Right? So now what is she going to do if Erika Kirk comes out and says and sends this message? Candace Owens, I want you to stop this investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination. I want you to stop discussing my husband and his death. I want you to stop talking about it on your channel. What is she gonna do? Yeah, it wasn't a good idea to tell that to the public, that she'll stop if Erika Kirk wants her to. Orange Lily for You says this gay guy was on the Lamb show saying he knew Charlie was gay. Charlie, you crazy. Who's D. Lim? I agree. She should not be. Yes. She shouldn't have done that. The point is, when you put, here's the point behind putting out those definitive statements, right? Because if they call you on that and then you try to change up, then you're going to look inconsistent. It's going to be inconsistent and contradictory. That affects your credibility. It's just simple. Because most people, they don't know how to separate certain things, right? It just wasn't a good idea. Oh, Don Lemon, okay. I don't really think Erika Kirk is going to come out and say that. She might or she might not, but Candace putting herself in a position where if Erika does say that, what is she going to? She's going to put herself in a bad position. The liberals were neck deep in this. That's crazy. He might have been. I mean, you know, these people, hey, they be in some wild, crazy shit. They might be gay, PDF files. You never know with these people. You never know. Anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. Cody Michael says, you are right at this point. Too much time has gone and too many weird things have happened, but I think she can get out of it. Well, listen, here's the bottom line to it. If Erika Kirk comes out and says, Candace Owens, I want you to stop this altogether. Candace Owens just has to say, I changed my mind. There's something suspicious about you, Erika. You not looking right. You looking funny in the light, Erika. So that was my position months ago. My position now is that there's something shady going on with you. So why should I listen to you? She has to have the cojones. She has to have the stone ovaries to do that. She has to have ovaries of stone to do that. And right now, because, well, honestly, a lot of people don't believe Erika Kirk. Candace Owens can just say she can just run. She needs to get out ahead of it right now. But she doubled down last night in her live stream when she said if Erika Kirk tells her this and tells her this and that, you stop doing that. Because, again, that's emotional. That is an emotional decision. When logic and ethics tells you it shouldn't matter what Erika Kirk says. The truth is the truth, no matter who says it. And a lie is a lie, no matter who says it. So if Erika Kirk tells you based out of emotion, or really for her, out of manipulation, right? Because she's going to try to manipulate Candace Owens. Because there's really no reason to tell Candace Owens to stop. Unless Erika Kirk is trying to cover something up. Anyway, all Candace has to do is say, Erika, you don't look right. You looking funny in the light. So I'm not going to, no. I withdraw that. I'm going to withdraw that statement. I will no longer stop when you want me to. Because it should be bigger than Erika Kirk, should it not? If all these things are true that Candace Owens is saying about Charlie Kirk's death, about the French Foreign Legion being involved, about the government knowing, about all these Israeli cell phones, the Egyptian planes, Charlie Kirk telling his security team that he knew he was about to die. Charlie Kirk saying that he had no choice but to withdraw support from the Israel cause. If all these things are true, it's bigger than fucking Erika Kirk. So Erika Kirk, no, fuck that. It's beyond you now. Miss Lady? No, it's bigger than you. No, I'm not going to stop because you want me to. No, I'm not going to do it because it's bigger than you. The world needs to know why Charlie Kirk died. If he died, if he was killed by these individuals, I'm not going to stop. It's bigger than you, Erika. And at this point, it's bigger than Charlie Kirk. If he died for reasons outside of what they're trying to tell you, that means that they're covering something up. That means they have knowledge of the real reason he was killed. And that it involved a lot of powerful people. And if that's the case, it's definitely bigger than Charlie at this point. It is what it is. King Fire says Erika looks like a rehearsed Hollyweird. She does. It just is what it is. Kevin Roller says, yes, TPUSA is owned by Israel. You kill the king and take over. That's exactly, I mean, that is what it is. That's how that shit works. You use Unalive to protect my channel? Yeah, at this point, I mean, we're 45 minutes into the video. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for sharing. Y'all could hit more likes. Let's do that. Let's run up the likes, y'all. Yes, I heard reports that they ended up making over $150 million. That Charlie denied. Yeah, I saw that. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you to all those who subbed. I'm going to be talking about Donald Trump seizing that oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. That's some wild shit. That's some wild shit because clearly, oil tankers have so much to do with narco trafficking. Okay. Salute to my brother, Coach B. Hudson in the building. Salute to the comrade. Thank you for coming through, brother. And it seems like Taylor is a patsy. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's obvious, in my opinion. But thank you guys. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. And salute to the mighty LDBC. I'll holler at y'all later. Come through when I talk about this damn oil tanker seizure off the coast of Venezuela. This shit is crazy as hell. Peace out, y'all.